From the outside, the operation appeared flawless. The Ukrainian Navy combined speedboats carrying long-range strike missiles, unmanned aerial vehicles providing real-time reconnaissance, and carefully orchestrated electronic warfare tactics. On the exterior, observers could see the devastating impact almost immediately: hangars engulfed in flames, fuel depots erupting, and aircraft worth hundreds of millions destroyed before their engines had even been started. The exterior devastation was a message in itself, proof that even the most fortified positions can be vulnerable if struck at the right moment with the right combination of tools. Inside the base, the situation was even more chaotic, though it unfolded over just a few short minutes. Radar screens went blank, communication systems collapsed, and pilots rushing to their aircraft found themselves unable to respond. The interior of the airbase, once a hub of military order, became a scene of confusion and paralysis. In the brief span of those 7 minutes, interior control rooms, maintenance facilities, and hangars were reduced to smoldering ruins. In terms of performance, the Ukrainian Navy demonstrated capabilities far beyond what many analysts believed possible. This was not a simple raid, it was a demonstration of synchronized timing, precision targeting, and effective integration of naval and aerial assets. Each missile and drone was employed with surgical precision, striking pre-identified targets in an exact sequence designed to maximize confusion and destruction. The performance can be compared to a finely tuned machine, where each cog works in perfect harmony with the others, ensuring that the strike ended before Russian defenses could meaningfully react. For Ukraine, this was proof that a smaller force, if used intelligently, can deliver an outsized impact. The safety measures built into the operation were equally impressive. Ukrainian commanders clearly valued minimizing risk to their personnel. By using unmanned drones, standoff missile systems, and electronic jamming equipment, they ensured that human crews remained far from the most dangerous zones. Boats launched missiles from beyond the reach of shore batteries, while drones absorbed much of the defensive fire that might otherwise have been directed at manned systems. This safety-first approach meant that the Ukrainian Navy could achieve overwhelming results with minimal casualties, a fact that makes this operation stand out even more in modern warfare. What sets this strike apart are its unique selling points, the elements that make it truly remarkable in the larger context of the conflict. The first unique factor is its speed. Traditional battles, even limited raids, often drag on for hours or days. Here, the operation was finished in 7 minutes, too quick for the enemy to regroup, too devastating for them to recover easily. The second is the precision. Instead of wasting ammunition or causing collateral damage, each strike hit critical infrastructure, aircraft, runways, radar, and fuel supplies. The third is the psychological dimension. Russia had to face the reality that even its heavily defended rear-line bases were not safe. For Ukraine, this bolstered morale and showed the world that their forces could deliver decisive blows even under conditions of asymmetry. When considering the price of this operation, one must view it from multiple angles. For Ukraine, the material cost was relatively low. A combination of drones and precision missiles, though expensive, is still far cheaper than losing dozens of pilots and aircraft in a conventional assault. For Russia, the price was catastrophic: the destruction of multiple aircraft, radar systems, and hangars, not to mention the psychological cost of knowing their defenses had been bypassed with ease. Beyond the financial impact, the loss of credibility and deterrence value cannot be measured in dollars. A base that was supposed to project power became a symbol of vulnerability. The conclusion to draw from this event is that modern warfare is no longer about who has the largest army or the most equipment. It is about who can use what they have with the greatest intelligence, speed, and precision. The Ukrainian Navy's 7-minute victory is a reminder that strategy and technology, when used effectively, can level the playing field against a larger opponent. This battle will be studied not only for its immediate impact but also for what it reveals about the future of conflict: unmanned systems, speed of execution, and the targeting of critical infrastructure or rewriting the rules of engagement. Now, to expand deeper into the narrative, let us consider the meticulous preparation behind this strike. The Ukrainians did not simply stumble upon an opportunity, they engineered it. Intelligence gathering began weeks in advance, with drones mapping flight schedules and satellite images confirming fuel storage locations. Analysts pored over intercepted communications, piecing together routines and vulnerabilities. This preparation phase was as critical as the strike itself. Without it, the 7-minute execution would not have been possible. It shows how modern militaries blend surveillance, data analysis, and operational planning into one seamless process. The use of exterior forces in this battle was more than symbolic, it was tactical artistry. Speedboats armed with anti-ship and land attack missiles approached under radar cover, exploiting blind spots identified by reconnaissance. Meanwhile, aerial drones flew deliberate patterns to confuse Russian radars, creating the illusion of multiple inbound threats. This combination meant that Russian defenses were overwhelmed before they knew where to focus. The exterior assault, though brief, was overwhelming, a storm that battered the base from multiple directions. Inside the command rooms, the shock was palpable. Officers scrambled to re-establish communication lines, but the electronic warfare units deployed by the Ukrainians ensured that radios emitted only static. Pilots who had trained for rapid scrambles found themselves with no operational aircraft as hangars erupted in fireballs. Technicians tried to contain fuel explosions, but secondary blasts ripped through storage tanks. In less than 10 minutes, a well-organized military facility had been transformed into a scene of helplessness. The interior collapse mirrored the broader Russian struggle, unprepared for the pace and precision of Ukrainian strikes. In terms of sheer performance metrics, this strike will be measured in history as an example of efficiency. 7 minutes, multiple targets destroyed, zero wasted effort. It represents the evolution of performance in warfare, where speed and accuracy eclipse prolonged engagements. Ukraine proved that performance is not about endurance but about impact per second. Each minute of this battle yielded measurable, devastating results. That level of performance will influence future doctrines worldwide, as militaries study how to maximize output in minimal time frames. Safety remained paramount throughout. Ukrainian planners deliberately minimized exposure. Crews stayed in protected zones, systems were automated wherever possible, and drones were tasked with high-risk roles. Even missile launches were calculated to ensure safe distances from enemy retaliation. This reflects a new era of safety features in modern combat, where preserving human life is as important as achieving objectives. Unlike older doctrines that accepted high casualty rates as the cost of victory, Ukraine demonstrated that success and safety can coexist. The unique selling points grow even clearer upon reflection. Not only was the strike fast and precise, but it also shattered long-held assumptions. For decades, airbases have been considered relatively secure rear-line assets. By neutralizing one in minutes, Ukraine redefined the vulnerability of such installations. Another selling point was the element of surprise. Despite Russia's vast surveillance and early warning systems, the strike came as a complete shock. Surprise remains one of the oldest elements in military strategy, yet here it was updated with modern tools, making it as effective as ever. As for the price, Russia's loss extended beyond aircraft and infrastructure. There is also the intangible price of morale. Soldiers stationed at nearby bases could not ignore the sight of flames and smoke rising from a supposedly untouchable fortress. Civilians observing the aftermath questioned the narrative of Russian invulnerability. Internationally, allies saw proof that supporting Ukraine yields tangible battlefield successes. The price Russia paid in credibility may prove even heavier than the material losses. The broader conclusion is clear. In 7 minutes, the Ukrainian Navy demonstrated that agility, planning, and precision outweigh brute force. This single strike encapsulates the essence of modern conflict, where quality defeats quantity, and intelligence outmaneuvers mass. For Ukraine, it was not merely a tactical victory but a strategic message to the world. They are capable, innovative, and determined. For Russia, it was a harsh lesson in the cost of underestimating an opponent.